Good morning, everyone. How are you all? Good. I'm good too. Did you guys did your assignment? Raise your hand. Who completed the assignment? See, people are not raising the hand because no one is raising, right? Or you guys didn't do actually? Tried but not came. Why? Huh? Like any problem you faced? What is that? What is the assignment? Books, right? I did the movies and I told you to change it with books, right? And what's difficult in it? You have to keep book images. You have to keep book names, right? See, guys, if you didn't do, that's okay. But if you did and if you got error, let me know the exact errors so that I can help you. Okay. Now, this week until this Saturday, whatever we are going to discuss, if you understand this week's one and if you practice everything in this week, the basics of React you will understand actually. The complete basic React that anyone can ask you, basic interview questions, you can face it actually. Now, till now, sir, we have seen basic installations. We have seen what is React. Okay. We have seen React features like JSX or one-way data binding or virtual DOM kind of. Then we have seen, then we have seen how to start first application using create React app or wait or its difference. Then we have seen what is a component and nested component. Then we have seen props and how to send props. Local images need to be careful if you don't know how to load. You have to put the images in the public, then it will come easily. Okay. You have to keep the images in public or you have to take the images as some kind of JavaScript files. Those were the two choices. Okay. CSS design, if you are getting issue, it would be your CSS problem. Listen, you have to be strong in some basic CSS and the JavaScript. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all three are necessary for the for React JS. But if you are not familiar, for example, today we learned one topic. In that, some JavaScript is there. Whatever it's you are not familiar with it, just keep a note in your notebook that these JavaScript topics is also needed. Then at your home, first revise the JavaScript topic and then come back to that. Okay. Now, now these were the things we discussed, sir. Any doubts in these particular topics? Huh? Props. Yeah, we will discuss it. Props are nothing but whenever you do, let's go here. Anyway, props are not completed. We will come back again and again, but still, let's go one topic here in this particular code. If I go here, movies JS. Now see here, everyone. Here, I directly called the movies component. Did I write it here? Any particular component here? No. Here, see, I wrote one component movies. I didn't write any props. I did not pass any props. Props means whenever you are writing the component is like HTML only you will write it. When you are writing it like movies, like HTML tag, you will pass some properties to it. Like how anchor tag has HERF or image has SRC, right? Similarly, This one also can have. For example, here I'm calling movie and I'm writing it some names: URL, title, fun, right or not, and rating. So this all four will be received by the movie. All four will be received by movie. If I go inside the movie, and movie will receive everything as one object named props. Inside these props, if you write props dot rating, rating will come. Inside these props, if you write props dot title, title will come. Props dot URL, URL will come. Whatever the names you write it. You can send functions. You can send state value. You can send normal static values, or you can send dynamic values. Usually props goes with one-way data binding, like parent to child only it can be sent. There is a way where we can send it child to parent also, that we will discuss in the future classes. Is it clear? Just to do a basic program where parent sends the properties to child and then it will revert back. Okay. Now let's start it here. Again, I am saying it, ma. You can get this whole codes every day when I'm doing it from my GitHub. I think we learned GitHub also. Okay. And I told you to fork the repository so that every day it will get updated. Right? If you click it. Just to do that, if you fork my repository every day after the class, you can open your phone only. In the phone only, GitHub you can open and you can just sync. Automatically, it will be updated. So at your system, you will get the new one every day and you can able to do the work. First, see my code, replicate the exact same thing, and then try to change it. That would be easy, right? Yeah. Let's do from starting. And today we are going to learn an interesting topic called state. State. Still, we will go with more and more components, more and more props also, because these are like continuous ones. Any topic is not the ending, sir. It's the topics of React will get continue. Like once you learn props also, you will use components only. Once you learn state also, you will use component, props, and state. Okay. These things will go on until the end. Okay. Now, this week we are gonna learn state and use effects. Use state and use effect. Let's see. State. State is a value or inbuilt, or state is a inbuilt feature in React, which makes application render every time a value changes. Every time a particular value changes, the application will get re-rendered, and that particular feature is called state. Okay, is it clear now? Now, a state can be achieved in React by both functional and class components. Earlier, that means before React 16.8 version, only class components used to have state. So they used to be called as stateful components. But after 16.8, after 16.8 introduced hooks, even functional components can use state by hook. Use state. Let me tell you what I wrote. Sir, state is like in your code, one particular value will be there. The value will may get updated. Imagine a counter value. You all did counter in your JavaScript courses, right? Now, sir, same counter I will put. And if anytime if someone clicks on a plus button, a counter will increase. A minus button counter will decrease. That we can do, right? Whenever a value increases or changes from its previous value, your whole application will get again re-render. That particular feature is called state. Is called state. Actually, in React earlier, only class components used to have state. That's why they are called stateful components, and normal functional components are stateless components. If you see earlier, you all wrote till now you wrote so many components, right? Did any of them have state? No. So they all are stateless components only. But React in 16.8 version even started something called hooks. Hooks means one functions. There is one hook named useState. Using that, we can start the state in functional components also. I will show you how the state works in class component and functional component. Okay. Then slowly you will get an idea of that. Okay. Now let's start one first program. Let's start our first program counter. Which one you want me to go with? Create React app or with? Sir, it's up to your wish. You go with or create React app. It's absolutely fine for you. Okay. Usually in the initial classes, I went with create React app, but Wit is actually faster than the create React app. Okay. In some classes, it's up to the mode, like I'm shifting it, but you guys prefer any one up to your wish. You don't need to worry about which one you are going with, because in the company, you won't choose that. Company already you will have the bundler and all you have to do is the something which started you have to modify. Okay. Now let's start it here. Npx sorry, react create npm create, right? Create or install? Create only, right? Create what at the rate latest. This is for white, sir. So let's go here. It uses its own bundler, whereas we create React app use something called Webpack. So that's why it's fast. So I'm naming it something called counter. Which one you wanna go with? React, obviously. What? React, JavaScript. You go with JavaScript or JavaScript SWC, it doesn't matter. Okay, we will discuss once the state is over. These things. It's over. Now CD counter npm install, and it will only install everything, and then npm run dev. I think I told you you can change that commands npm run dev and all by going to package.json scripts, right? Yeah. So the basics you have to be strong. Now let's start it here. Clear npm run dev. If anyone still not practiced anything, from today onwards start practicing, ma. Go here, click here. Actually, you know what is interesting? Width by default will give you counter. Create React app by default will give you basic template, but it will actually give you counter. Now, go and see this. I'm clicking on count, a button. Can you see it like it is changed 0 to 1, right? Right or not? Is anything in the page? Guys, last one, देखो. Is anything in the page is changing? Only 0, 1, 2, 3, only that is changing, right? Now, if you want to see the DOM. This is very interesting feature in the React. See here. Now, oh, where is this 1, 2, 3, 4? I think down here, inside the button. Here 7 is there. Dekho. Any other thing is changing? And this is what the greatness of React. This is why the most people use the React also. It uses something called virtual DOM. Virtual DOM will create the exact copy of your DOM and will compare with the actual DOM. Wherever the change is made, only in that place it will change. Right or not? That's what we discussed there. Now see, on top, right, that buttons, no need to change. Right? But if the same thing, if you build it in your JavaScript, sir, whole page will load. Right? Even though it's not necessary, whole page will load. But here it's not necessary. Okay, another interesting feature is, actually, you know what is happening in the back? Whenever you are clicking this page, the whole application likes to re-render, not the page. Application re-renders and creates the DOM, virtual DOM, and compare it with the actual DOM. Because the application re-renders only, this value is changing it. So, to say you simple line, the value which changes is called state value. The value which changes is called state value. But every time one value changes, you have to render the application also. If not, what will happen also, I will show you. Okay. Now let's go here. Let's implement the same counter on my own, sir. Okay. Let's implement it on my own. Let's go here. Let's go to a counter. Where is counter? Oh shit. I put it out. Let's put it inside the projects. I will put it later. CD, counter, npm rundev. Come here. Close. Now, go and see which page is needed to be changed. Sir, don't touch anything. Directly go to SRC. Inside the SRC, what do you need to do? Main.jx. Do I need to change anything? No. From main.jx, app.js, you have to change this only, sir. Okay. So let's delete everything in this. Guys, focus here. Now, let's start our basic application. How do you do this? Function. What is the name here? App. So app, open, close. Very good. Now, sir, this app is where it is get called. Here the app is got called. Did I pass any props? No. So you don't need to take it any parameters. Right or not? Wherever it get called, there if someone passed any properties only, you will write it props, right? So now here, let's do this. Let's write it here, export default app. And here you will write it return this. Sir, any doubt, sir? Let's put it here div, and inside this div, let's write it here a button plus and a button minus, and here a paragraph count. Any doubts, sir? Any doubts? Is it clear? Now let's make it somewhat interesting. Now here let c equals to 0. What is initially c value? Sir, here I want to print that 0. How do I print it? Curly braces c. Very good. Sir, what it will print, sir, now? Count 0. And two buttons, plus and minus. Right or not? Go and see here. Obviously, CSS we need to modify. That's not a big deal. I will do it. But any doubts in this? No? Now, if I click on this plus button, sir, if I click on this plus button, I want that 0 to become 1. Is it clear? Everyone clear? Now see, slowly. Sir, first thing, how do I make it one function run by click? On click. Very good. On click in React, how do you do that? C capital. C capital, because it follows camel case. JSX follows camel case, ma. Any doubt? No. Sir, you have to give one function, sir. Right or not? Okay. Let's write it one function here. Let's write it here. A function add. Okay, whatever you like it. Right? Right or not? Now here I am writing it add. If I give here alert add called. Now, sir, if I click on this, what I'm getting? Add called. Any doubts? Any doubts, sir? Now, anyone tell me, Ray, I wanted that C value to increase. What I have to do? C++. Okay, go here. Write it here. C++. Okay. Now, do you think C value increase? Let's go here. And let me write it here. Console log C. After increasing, I'm just checking it whether it is increasing or not. Okay. So let's open our console also. Let's write it here. Console plus. Did the C value increased? Guys, focus here. Last time I'm saying it. Is the C value increased? Sir, it is actually increased. Can you see one here? But see again, one more time. Plus. What is the C value now? But what it is printing there? 0. Why? This is interesting point. The interesting point is, listen guys. In React, how it will happen is this. Now, whenever you are clicking on this, the plus value, the value may increase. But your application will render only one time. Right? A function will return the value only one time. Every time when the value changes, will the function return again and again? No, na? First time when I call my function return 0. Later you are changing the value in that function. Will that whole function again return? No, that is what is happening. This is interesting point. Your function actually, any component actually renders only the first time. Now here what is happening, you are increasing the value, but your component is not rendering again and again. Because you're not your component not rendering, your value is not updated. You know, if instead, imagine whenever I click on plus, if my component is getting refreshed, then it will get the new C value, right or not? Whenever I click on the button, if my component get refresh or re-render, then automatically I will get the new C value. But my component is not doing that. My component stays there only, and always it is asking, it is just printing it in console. So to make your component re-render, to make your component re-render again and again, every time a change happens, every time a change happens, we use state. We use state. People will ask you in interviews, the first question, if they want to ask you, the first thing they will ask you this only. Sir, why you use state? Instead, can you put it directly increment? Yes, you can increment. Value will get incremented, but component will not get rendered. Because the component got not get rendered, you cannot see it on the screen. Here C value is updating, but you cannot see on the screen. Now, how do you do this, sir? First, see it in this again. Now, here see. Now, one more time, sir. Here, C value initially 0. Initially 0. Now, whenever you are clicking this plus button, it is going into add method. And again, in this add method, you are increasing the C value. Someone is suggesting this dot C. It's not necessary because it's not a class. So, absolutely C++ is right. Your C value will increase. Same JavaScript, if you do, it will be 100%. But here, whenever you do, your component, your virtual DOM will not check that. Okay. Okay, something C changed, let's check it. It will not do that because your component is not rendering. Okay. Imagine every time it is getting rendering. That means, see, every time this return method, every time it will get again and again and again called, then automatically it will check the new C value. To make your component render again and again, we use something called state, sir. We use something called state. Now let's see how it will work. First thing, you need to import something called state. Import use state. Import use state. See here, import use state from React. Import use state from React. Now, yes, I am talking about the data inside the P, right? The C value. Okay. Now the C value, I will increase it. Now see, after taking this here, let's write it here. Const, I am taking two values. Const, let's take it here. Count, comma, set count. Count, comma, set count equals to use state of 0. You know what is these things? Listen, everyone. You know what are these things? First thing, did you remember I showed you in the last classes something called object destructure? Object destructure means when an object comes, if the object have 2-3 values, instead of writing props.name, props.title, props. Something, I will take them separate. And I told you because of this reason only. Use state will have two things. Always use state will have two things. No, actually three things. First one, two things we will separate. Use state, two things we will separate them. First one is the value. Value on which it will render. You can name it anything, sir. Already C is there. That's why I'm naming it as count. If you want, I will name it as C. What is the value name? C. C is a variable. C is a variable. Now set count is there, na? Set count is a function. Set count is a function. Sir, is it has to be set count only? No, you can put anything. Usually we will put set and something. It's just some logic. Okay, if you put any other name also, it will work. So, sir, use state will give you two things. One is one variable. One is one variable. One is one function. One is one variable and one is function. Is it clear? Sir, every time using this function, you will update the state value. Using the second function, we will update the first state value. First one state value. Okay, that is 2 points. Third point, here in bracket something is there na. What is that? 0. That 0 is called initial value. What is that 0? Initial value. Now, if you go and check it in your code, now Control C. Now here npm run dev. Now go here, check it here. Now count value came. How much count value came? 0, right or not? Sir, here I will go. If I give count here instead of 0, I will give 15 or 16. Now can you guess what will happen? Count 16. See? Now C value will become 16. Sir, whatever the value you will give, that value will be given to C. That value will be given to C. Any doubts? No. Now go here and write it here. Here, add, and inside the add, I am giving it set count. And the count value I am giving it as count C plus 1 or C plus plus. Now see this. If I click on this plus, okay. So now assignment to a const variable. Really? You can do that actually. See, it will done. C plus plus, plus of increment and decrement will not be done. Plus 1, minus 1 can be done. Now see. Now go here. Everyone focus this. People will ask you the questions. Sir, can I write it directly here C plus plus? No. You have two things. One is the value which will get update. Second one is the function which makes the value update. Now what this set count will do, you know? If I write it here set count C plus 1, if I write set count C plus 1, then automatically it will change C value to C plus 1 value and re-render the page, re-render the component, re-render the component. This is what our exact requirement. Our exact requirement is it will change the C value. Initially, what is the C value? Can anyone tell me here? 16. Now, when this statement, seventh statement runs, 16 will become C plus 1. That means 17. And after it getting 17, it will call this particular component again. Now, immediately, whenever the component renders, what it will come? It will come to return and it will write it count. Count value, what is the count value now? 17, and it will print everything. Now, again, I clicked on plus button. It will go here and again it will become 18. The moment set count started, then again it will come and run this again whole thing. Again, when you get again plus, again set count will be called. It will come down and it will make the whole thing render again. So state is a value. State value will have two things here. Use state will have two things. One is the value which will get update. One is the function which makes the value update and re-render the component and re-render the component. And I'm telling you again and again and again, if you don't re-render the component, you will not get the updated value. Okay. So always state value is important in the React. Without state, you cannot do anything in the React, basically. Now, just see this particular code thoroughly one more time and implement on your own the decrement function quickly. Everyone, note down this is the main counter app, and I want you to implement the decrement operation on it. Like when I click on minus, I want it to decrement. Is it clear? Come on, quick, 5 minutes. And I will show you also, but I want you to do it now, quick. So here someone will click on click, it will call one function add. And inside the add, I did set count C plus 1. Where you get set count, use state will give you. Use state will give you always one value and one function. That function is used to update the value. Once it get updated, it will re-render the component, sir. It will re-render the component. Very good online, Vijay. Good. You don't need to print the console.log. It's up to your wish. So rendering in simple words, reloading. But the difference between rendering and reloading is reloading means it will reload the whole DOM, but rendering it will actually go with virtual DOM. So that only whatever the places need to be changed, only it will change. Okay. Don't get confused with the rendering and loading. Actually, both are same. But normal terms, loading will go with the whole DOM, whole page will load. But rendering will make it only that particular things load because virtual DOM. Yeah. Got it? Implement decrement. Implemented. Perfect. Now for the persons who not did, sir, on click, on click. Here I will name it one function. Huh. Sir, do I have to write it one function? No, I can write it here only directly. I will write it one arrow function. And here I will write it set count C minus 1. Did anyone did like this? You have to think like that. It's not like the fourth class where I tell you one edition and the second edition you have to do in the same way. Okay? And it won't make you progress. You got my point? You can implement direct arrow functions only. Sir, instead of this, can I write it directly here only like this? No, no. You cannot do that. I think in earlier classes, I showed you, if you directly do it like this, it will get again and again and again called. Did you remember? Did you remember button click automatically will get called? So that's why you will go with one dummy arrow function. Inside this only you will call. Then it will get called. Or you call one function and then it will call. Yes, infinite loop it will go. So, sir, listen. The function every time, whenever re-rendering happens, it will go with the current state. Current state means already state updated. Now here, let's start. I will start with my counter 0. And now I will go here. Let's refresh it. Now see, count initially 0, sir. If I click on plus, now C value will get 1 and then re-render the component. When it re-render, the current state value is 1. The current state value is 1. It's actually, it's nothing like this. Automatically, whenever it is doing it, it will make this one as 1. So automatically it will become 1. So now go here, 1 and minus. Any doubts? Let's make this beautify, sir. Okay. Sir, initially it will be though not difficult, but if you focus on it, it's actually easiest concept. I will make it beautify and I will give you the assignment. Okay, so let's go here. Let's just minify to 100 percentage. Let's go here. Let's go to the CSS. I don't want any. I want this. Now here, let me go here. Let's write it here. Class counter. Class name counter. So dot counter dot counter, and in the main, let me write it here. Here. Body display flux, justify content center, align item center, height 100 percentage, and background color Alice blue or antique white. Okay, it came in the middle, sir. Now let's go here. Let's go to my app. Height 40 VH. Width 40 VW. And again, display flux, justify content center, align item center, and flux direction colon. For the persons who don't know, please refer your things. Okay, background, let's change it background so that you can able to see it. Background color white. Alice blue and white similar. Hey, white is not changed. App counter, why it did not apply it for this? App.cs, app.jsx. Because I did not, yeah, I have to import the CSS now. Very good. Import app.css. Huh? Why it did not work then? Yeah, it worked. Now go here, go to app, keep it a div, Control X, Control V, go here. Paragraph, font size, 48 pixel, buttons, padding, 10 pixel, background color black, color white, border radius 15. Okay, 1, 0. Any doubts? Any doubts, sir? Is it clear? CSS, you don't need to export mask. CSS, you can directly import it. Okay. Now, sir, I want you to do similar to this and I want you to put it in Netlify. Did I show you how to put it in Netlify? Sir, go here. Netlify website will be there, which is very, very easy. You can directly upload from the GitHub also. But as people are still working on GitHub, what you can do is go here, Control C, Y, and here what is the command they gave it? Build. Okay, write it here. npm run build. If it is normal create React app, just npm build. Okay. If I do this, I will get the build file. That means whole my application was built. Now, can you see this one built dist folder is there? Inside this dist folder, I will get the application. Inside this assets, like JavaScript file is there. Did I write it one JavaScript? Did I write it one CSS? But one JavaScript, one JS only is there. That is what the build files. Did you remember now what is builder? Did you remember that? Usually we use Webpack. Here it is bit. That's why it's fast. Now what I will do is I will go here. I will create a new site, deploy manually, and I will upload this dist folder. Go here, desktop, Naresh IT, React 7. In React 7, I have one something called counter. Inside the counter dist, and I have to upload dist only, not assets, because inside the dist index.html is there. That's it. You don't need to do anything. Automatically, it will only give you one site. Okay. So just wait. It will give you a website, and then you can give me that website to me. Okay. See, site is done. If you see it's successful, go to the top here, site overview. It will show you. See, clever bond on something is there. If someone type this, they can able to see my site. Is it clear, sir? Any doubts? Is it clear? Now I want you to try it like that. Okay, actually you can change the name also if you want to change the name. If you go to site configurations here, you can change the name to whatever you want. Change site name. So let's see. React 7 counter 1. If anyone typed React 7 dash counter 1 dot netlify dot app in any of their website, like in your phones, if you type it also, you will get this website. It's not a big deal. Is it clear? Now, today's assignment, everyone, today's assignment, just try it, sir. You can check my code. Okay, in case if you get doubt, slowly try it. It's not like one day only I want you to become successful in the state. Check it my code, slowly try it. Every day we will do state now. Okay. Now here I wanted something like this. Why it's not coming it? Okay. Why the pencil is not coming? Mm-hmm. Whiteboard. What is this? Why I am seeing someone's whiteboard? Okay, I don't know. Like everyone, please stop doing it. Okay, I don't know why participants are. It's not great. Okay, just a minute. I will show mine. Array, again, why someone's whiteboards are coming, Ray? Huh. See here, everyone. I want a simple site where in the middle of the screen I want counter. Simple counter only. But I want three buttons: increment, decrement, reset. Increment, decrement, reset. Is it clear? Sir, if you are incrementing one, it should increment for every time one. It should decrement every time one. Reset button will make it at any time zero. Any doubts? But one condition, you should not go more than 25. You should not go more than 25. And you should not go less than zero. At that times, it should not go. Your application should not render if it is less than zero. Zero is the minimum limit. At zero, my minus button will not work. Okay. At 25, my increment button will not work. Is it clear, sir? Any doubts? Okay. Yeah, make it beautiful and upload in Netlify. Tomorrow I will ask you link. Okay. If possible, try it. Else, yes, please do the task. Okay. Yeah, that's it for today. Thank you all. And notes also I will upload into the classroom. Okay. Yeah. Thank you all. Online, is it clear? Anyone have any doubts online?